In this video, I'll be sharing with you my current bullish fundamentals for EGLD ELROND, as well as my short-term and long-term price predictions for the project. Keep on watching for a based review. My name is Kierin. I'm a data analyst that's been in the cryptocurrency space for over 6 years. I've made a lot of money, I've lost a lot of money, I've learned a lot along the way, and I want to give this information to you. If you're a regular to the channel, welcome back. If you're a new viewer, welcome as well. And if you want honest, trustworthy cryptocurrency content compacted into bite-sized videos, then I highly recommend that you subscribe or don't subscribe if you don't like money. The video is broken down into several sections, and you find the timestamps down below so that you can jump to the section that speaks to you the most. However, I do recommend that you watch the whole video, but I know time is precious, time is money, so you can check those timestamps in the description down below. We'll first start with a project overview, we'll go over the fundamentals, and then last but not least, we'll look at the charts and where EGLD can actually go, if it's got still some potential and gas in the tank to go and reach new highs. Elrond is a highly scalable, fast and secure blockchain platform for distributed apps, use cases, and the new internet economy. So you might be familiar with other types of smart contract decentralized platforms. Ethereum is one, Cardano is one, and Elrond is a contender. However, there's a little bit more to that, as you find out. Elrond has really fast tech. It's massively scalable. Adaptive state sharding brings 1000x improvement in throughput compared to other blockchains. It's secure and efficient with secure proof of stake. They proposed a new consensus approach called secure proof of stake, which is fast and ensures long-term security and distributed fairness, while eliminating the need for energy-intensive proof of work algorithms like Bitcoin. It's also developer friendly with a lot of different virtual machine engines with integrated VASM engine, created useful abstraction layer, support multiple smart contract language, and enabling testing and deployment in minutes. And I think this is great, as we'll see in a bit, because they do actually allow a lot of developers around the world to start developing for Elrond using some popular programming language, as you see in just a bit. They've set their goals extremely high, and they actually want to bank the unbanked like many other projects would like to do, and they want to tap into a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity. If we look at the whole infrastructure, you've got the Elrond network, which is the settlement layer. Then you've got the digital reserve, which is the EGLD currency. We'll look at that in just a bit when we look at the tokenomics. We've got ESDT, the Nifties, as that's booming at the moment. So this is definitely a massive market to be explored for Elrond. Stablecoin market, like many other videos I've mentioned, this is a massive market to tap into. And then custom tokens. Then what is really cool is startup bootstrapping. That means companies can actually use the Elrond network to catapult themselves into the DeFi space. You've got Elrond Swap, which would be like a competitor to Uniswap, Elrond Lending, competitor to Aave or Compound, Elrond Synthetics Protocol, competitor to Synthetics on Ethereum, Elrond Bridges, which actually allow the interoperability between many different smart contract platforms. And I think this is fantastic. And universal interface with wallets, so anyone can actually tap into this ecosystem using a very easy to use wallet. So here are the overarching goals of the Elrond project, basically creating a backbone for high bandwidth transparent financial system, and be extending the universal access to anyone anywhere in the DeFi space. And not anyone can use the DeFi space on Ethereum at the moment because of the incredibly high fees. So there are many platforms that are now trying to fill this gap. And you've got Binance Smart Chain, which is definitely quite popular, but you definitely want a decentralized approach. So there are definitely a lot of platforms aiming to tap into that niche. By the way, before we continue, there's actually another technology that is propelling the DeFi space to outer space, and that is by smashing that like button, definitely giving it a little tap, turning it blue, helps out the videos a lot, brings a lot more people to the channel, and helps me create a lot more fantastic content for you guys. Let's continue. What I think is really cool is the Elrond dev kit. I won't go over everything, but I think one element that I'd like to address, and that is what I actually talked about before, and that is the languages for smart contracts, as well as tools and integration languages. So for the smart contract languages, you can actually use the very popular Rust. There's a framework available, as well as C and C++. So there are massive amounts of developers for all three of these languages around the world. It actually becomes a lot easier for people to start developing apps, decentralized applications on the Elrond ecosystem. And then here you've got the virtual machines. But what's also pretty cool here is the tools and integration languages, also many other super popular programming languages. You've got Python, JavaScript, Go, and Java. Let's have a look at the tokenomics and what token is powering the Elrond network. So the token that's powering the Elrond network is EGLD. EGLD is the ticker name, and it's native to the Elrond network and will be used for everything from staking, governance, transactions, smart contracts, and validator rewards. Let's have a look at the current market cap and price. It's trading at $136. Market cap is 2.3 billion. With a circulating supply of 17 million tokens and a total supply of 20 million tokens. There's not like an incredible amount of tokens in the total supply. So I think this is pretty good. What I really like about the Elrond ecosystem and the project team as a whole is that they don't actually see themselves as a Bitcoin or Ethereum competitor. They actually want to leverage the advantages of both of those blockchains with their interoperability layer. And I think that's fantastic, as I feel like the whole toxic maximalist space is definitely counterproductive. They follow a very similar philosophy to what I follow, and as I believe there's going to be a multi-chain future. And I realize that many people don't really see eye to eye with me on that aspect. But I feel it's pretty refreshing to see a project that sees like that and is not like trashing other projects just to put themselves up. EGLD staking is extremely lucrative. So if you're an investor and you haven't already thought about staking, definitely look into staking videos if there's enough demand. So at the moment, the staking rewards at around 29%, and that changes. And what I think is really cool is that 52% is staked. It's not the most amount of tokens that is staked compared with other smart contract blockchains, but I think 52% is a pretty healthy amount. And the more the ecosystem actually develops, the more gets staked, especially with such juicy staking rewards. Google Trends and hype is a very important aspect on any type of investment, because you really want to see if you're actually buying in the top of a hype cycle or at the bottom of a hype cycle, not just looking at the price. So I really like to look at the Google Trends interest over time, and it actually peaked between 7th and 13th of February 2021, and the interest died down quite a bit. And I think this is really important because you definitely don't want to be buying at the peak of such a hype cycle. But what is important also to see is that this trend is going up, and I don't see that this is going to be the end of the trend. And I'm pretty sure that over the next few weeks and the next few months, as more is done on the Elrond ecosystem, the hype is going to pick up again. Let's get to the price charts and the predictions. We can start off with EGLD BTC, as it's really important to compare any kind of project with the BTC pair, as you definitely want your project to be outperforming BTC in the short to mid term. Otherwise, it makes no sense to hold that project. Now, EGLD BTC is actually holding pretty well the 2,395 SAT level, which is acting as a very strong support. Let's hope we actually close above the 2,395 level. And this support is actually going to act as a bouncing board, which will bring us higher to the 3,600 SAT level. And that's really good. If we manage to break above 4,000 SATs, then we'll definitely be looking at another push to new all-time highs in terms of EGLD BTC comparison. So let's have a look at EGLD USD, as well as some price predictions on where EGLD can actually go in the future. Now, of course, there's a big difference. If you're a longer-term investor, then you've experienced a massive price increase depending on if you actually got in at the lows, the accumulation phase in April, May 2020, or even if you got in 19th or 20th of October 2020, which was also a good accumulation range. So if you got in back beginning of 2020, then you had a crazy 6,800% gains. You might have taken some profit, but you might still be holding. In terms of the second pump, there was a crazy 3,296% price increase, which brought it up to $239. And this is incredible. Now, the thing is, you have to keep in mind here is that after the first price increase, the price dropped quite significantly between 0.618 and 0.78, which was at $7 and $13. And what I do expect something similar to happen with the current price. So at the moment, you're trading at $131. This very strong support should hold, and if it doesn't, then it's possible that we'll be trading in this yellow rectangle between $59 and $94. This is definitely not financial advice, but me personally, if I would be looking for a position, then I would place some buy orders between these two price levels. There's no certainty that the price won't drop any further, but based on the historical price movement, that's what I would see as a high probability of what could happen. Now, in terms of price increase for the short term, midterm, I do expect a similar rally to happen in the third wave. However, don't expect such a massive price increase as we saw in the first wave. But what you can see is that the price increase halved, like the second price increase is half of the first one. So I expect the third price increase to be half of the second one, which would bring us to a whopping 955 and probably will bring us even to $1,000 at the peak of the bull run, which is incredible. In terms of price prediction, it's possible like in the very short term, we might see a dip. It really depends on the price action of BTC, as many altcoins they suffer if BTC drops. In the very short term, it's possible that we drop down to the $90 or even the $59 range. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want me to review another type of project, make sure you leave it in the description below. I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.